It's gonna be another one of them ones. Parents, I got a question for you. After you do the bump and grind and you wait 9 months to make that little thing that's crawling around your house in diapers or peeing the bed or failing a math test or in summer school right now because you didn't do a good job letting that child know that once you do bad in school, there are consequences. Do you understand that maybe there will come a time that you will have to stick up for your child in situations where the child can't stick up for themselves? And yes, I'm specifying child, maybe even young teenager. I'm not worried about the adults because that's their problem. But you realize that there will come a time where you might have to stick up for your child, especially if they come to you and say, "Hey, mom or dad, I'm being bullied in school. I've told the teachers and they do nothing about it." And you show up and you let the person who's bullying your child know that, "Hey, stop all this. It's not necessary. We don't want to have any problems." And you even talk to the teachers, you send letters, you let this problem be known to everybody responsibly that this shouldn't be happening. Please, somebody fix this, and nothing gets done, and your child is still getting bullied, and you decide to kick it up a notch. You decide, all right, I'm gonna show up with some of my buddies and I'm going to jump the parent of the bully that's bullying my child.
To the 7-year-old girl who had to watch me and my brothers jump her daddy after school, I'm sorry. I know that was probably a traumatizing experience for you, but we kept asking you to stop bullying my daughter and you wouldn't listen. We sent letters home. We even had a meeting with you and your parents and you wouldn't listen. So now you know your actions have consequences. And since you too young to receive those consequences, you had to watch your daddy take those consequences. Get some therapy. You'll be all right.
I would sit here and honestly say, you know what? Actions have consequences, and I will still sit here and say that just a little bit. My only thing is, you, good sir, you good, muscly, good bearded individual might, and I do mean might, be getting a phone call from the police. Why? Because yes, bullying is wrong. Bullying shouldn't be happening. Don't give me that bullshit about bullying is character development. There's a reason why a bunch of people end up being mentally unstable. It's because nobody cared about their feelings as children. But you have to understand that if the guy you beat up decides to call the police and say, "I'm filing a report, I got jumped," and maybe it's on camera somewhere, they're looking directly at you and how bold and proud you were to put that on social media. And you could think piece your way around a paper bag about this, and I would sit here and maybe understand a little bit of it.
A lot of y'all keep asking why I didn't fight this man one-on-one and why I got my brothers to jump him in front of his 7-year-old daughter. And the answer is simple. Life is not fair. You get jumped by responsibilities every day. Bullying is not fair because you're picking on somebody that's essentially a weaker vessel and that's smaller than you. So I wanted to make sure she saw what it looked like when a fight is not fair and you don't have no choice but to let somebody jump you, so she could get the concept of what she was doing. Sometimes kids learn from what they see and not what they hear. So I wanted it to be a visual experience, okay? I'm out here doing the Lord's work, okay? God is pleased with me whether or not y'all are. And another thing, a lot of y'all don't know what it looked like to even fight for y'all kid in the first place. A lot of y'all don't got custody of y'all kid. Y'all in my DM trying to fight me. You should have fought your baby mama in court for custody of them kids. Your kids need you, and you fighting for your life in my comment section. See, y'all don't know what it look like. Y'all don't know what fatherhood look like, and that's part of the problem. Y'all not even on y'all kids' school paperwork for the school to call y'all when something going on. So you don't even know if your kid getting bullied. You don't see your kid but once a month. So you not even really your kid's daddy, the grandma, the baby. Y'all don't know what it look like to raise your kids, to live with your kids. Y'all don't know what that look like. Y'all only know what it feel like to miss y'all kids. See, I don't know what it feel like to miss my kids because they always with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what it look like to fight for y'all kids because y'all wouldn't fight for them in court. So you got to deal with that before you come me talking shit.
But you still put this on social media and let the world know you jumped somebody. And you got the fucking Freemason necklace around your neck, so I know you don't give a fuck about no consequences. But understand, now, if the circumstances meet, you are probably gonna have to go in, be questioned, probably be arrested, maybe be sent to jail. And now your child that's been bullied is without a parent. And more likely than not, they're still gonna get bullied for that because you decided to be Billy Badass. And again, I will sit here and say, if you met all the circumstances to try to get this situation solved, you talk to the bully, you talk to the bully's parents, you even talk to the school, maybe somebody could sit there and say it's in God's hands now. But even with that being the circumstance, you might still face a consequence that maybe you know you're aware of and that you're ready to face. And it's everybody's situation to deal with at that point. But the way I'm looking at it, yes, sure, handle the problem as best you can. But for the love of God, stop broadcasting the fact that y'all do shit that is liable to put you in jail on social media. You don't have to broadcast any of that shit. And yes, that's me being the doctor, professor, philanthropist, gynecologist, veterinarian, etc., teaching you not be stupid on social media. But it's also to say, you have to expect if it gains enough traction, people are going to look for you. And at current standing, no one's interested in looking for this guy. And honestly, I wouldn't. Look at me. I don't have the muscle mass of Big Daddy, but I understand that if the guy you beat up decides to call 911, they are probably going to call the police. Or maybe not. Maybe the shame is going to make him look at his child and say, don't you ever fucking bully this man's kid ever again, or I'm going to beat the fuck out you in front of everybody. And maybe that's the case, but who knows? Let me know in the comment section. Do you think it was wise to broadcast that you jumped somebody on social media? Or do you think this is proper justice after going through every process necessary and still my child gets bullied? I would love to know if I'm the whack job who doesn't have kids who's missing the point here. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. All I know for certain is if I had to handle something to defend my child, nobody would fucking know what I did. Goodbye.